The film opens with Elliot and his daughter Ridley heading to the home of Elliot's boss, Odell. Odell is terminally ill and plans to make Elliot the company's new vice president. Elliot is thrilled, but on the way, Odell calls, furious that they're an hour late, distracted by his sneezing due to a dust allergy. Elliot loses focus and crashes the car. To their shock, they've hit a baby unicorn. It's badly injured. When Ridley touches its glowing horn, she feels as though she's transported to another realm. But the moment is shattered as her father violently kills the unicorn with an axe, ignoring her desperate pleas. They take the unicorn's body to dispose of the evidence. At Odell's house, Elliot pitches business ideas, but Odell delays signing any papers, saying he wants to spend more time getting to know Elliot and Ridley first. Upstairs, Ridley washes her face and discovers her acne has vanished, thanks to the unicorn's blood that touched her skin. She rushes to her father, urging him to leave, but he insists they stay. Suddenly, they hear terrifying screams. They run outside to see a unicorn emerge from the wrecked car. A security guard shoots it in panic. Stunned, everyone demands answers. Ridley says plainly, it's a baby unicorn. Elliot finally confesses that they hit the creature. Ridley points out her sudden clear skin, and Elliot recalls his dust allergy vanishing and his vision improving without glasses. Signs of the unicorn's healing powers. That night, Elliot visits a troubled Ridley. She shares that she felt a deep connection when she touched the unicorn's horn, and now regrets handing it over to Odell's family, whom she suspects are greedy. She wants to rescue it, but Elliot refuses, fearing for his promotion. Angry, Ridley kicks him out and finds an old picture of her mother, behind which is a painting of a unicorn. Curious, she researches unicorn legends and learns that only a pure-hearted girl once managed to hunt one. It was enslaved and kept in a castle, and later demonized in stories after the French Revolution. That night, she dreams of dark, ominous forests. The next morning, Elliot and Ridley are taken for testing. Because Elliot and Ridley were exposed to unicorn blood, a team of scientists wanted to study the changes in their bodies. Odell had converted part of his home into a private lab, where the captured unicorn was also being tested. Dr. Song, the lead scientist, presented his findings. The unicorn's blood and horn possessed extraordinary healing powers. Dr. Badia added that the horn emitted strong bioelectrical signals. To validate their research, they needed more tests. Odell and his son approved. The first experiment was conducted on Odell himself. Since he was terminally ill, with nothing to lose, he volunteered to test the powdered unicorn horn. Surprisingly, Odell began to recover rapidly, with no pain or side effects. Grateful, he declared Elliot not just a friend, but his new business partner. Meanwhile, Ridley continued researching unicorn history, which caught the attention of Odell's son. Soon after, Odell arrived, fully recovered from cancer. Dr. Song and the others were astonished. While everyone celebrated, Ridley remained uneasy. Odell ordered preparations to move the unicorn to the company's headquarters for further testing. His pharmaceutical company hoped to capitalize on its powers. But Dr. Song delivered bad news. The unicorn cells couldn't be replicated. Odell's wife dismissed his concern. Limited supply meant higher demand and bigger profits. Ridley tried to warn everyone by sharing what she'd learned. Unicorns were once feared, not because they were evil, but because harm done to them always brought misfortune. She urged them to free the unicorn, but they mocked her. Even Elliot stayed silent, and Odell glared at him, clearly displeased. Realizing they were blinded by greed, Ridley refused to be part of it. She warned her father once more, but when he refused to leave, she stormed out. Outside, she noticed strange lights in the sky. Meanwhile, a hidden tunnel had been built to transport the unicorn securely. As Dr. Song and Dr. Badia guided it through, their instruments picked up dangerously high bioelectrical signals. Suddenly, the power went out and all electronics failed. Odell sent Elliot to investigate. Inside the tunnel, Elliot discovered it had been destroyed in an explosion. He found Dr. Song dead, impaled by a unicorn horn. In the shadows, a large unicorn growled menacingly. As guards opened fire, Ridley was also attacked in her car. Elliot rushed to save her and pulled her to safety, but one of the unicorns turned to attack Elliot. Ridley shouted for him to run and tried to distract the creature. Yet, As the unicorn approached her, Ridley sensed it meant no harm. Its horn began to glow, responding to her presence. Just as she was about to touch it, the guards opened fire, forcing the unicorn to flee. Blood left behind confirmed the creatures had been inside the house. Odell's son confronts Ridley, accusing her of not warning them that the baby unicorn's parents might come to rescue it. Ridley defends herself. She did try to warn them, but no one listened. She then confesses that she feels a deep, inexplicable connection to the unicorns, ever since touching the baby's horn. Even near its parents, she feels the same pull. Odell's wife speculates that's likely why the unicorn didn't attack Ridley. Ridley urges them to let the baby unicorn go, but Odell twists her words, claiming they must not waste such a gift. Instead, they'll track down the adult unicorns to harvest more from them. Meanwhile, Odell's son steals powdered unicorn horn from Dr. Badia and begins using it like a drug. Unable to bear the cruelty any longer, Ridley steps outside and sits in her car. She sees the strange lights in the sky again, just like before. Realizing her father is in danger, she rushes back inside. By arranging unicorn paintings she had collected, Ridley discovers that unicorns can heal themselves, meaning the injured adults could now be dangerous. She contacts Elliot immediately to warn him. Elsewhere, Elliot's phone rings just as a glowing unicorn appears. It swiftly attacks a guard. Elliot and Odell flee toward the back of the house, but the unicorn follows, killing guards in its path. Odell attempts to assert control over the creature, but it kills him, piercing him with its horn. The survivors rush into the house and lock all the doors. Elliot tells everyone to stay inside. They try contacting the police, but the unicorns cut power and communication. Even the electric gate is disabled. Odell's wife suggests someone must distract the unicorns and open the gate. She assigns this task to Elliot and Dr. Badia. Shocked, they reluctantly agree. Before heading out, Dr. Badia safely seals the baby unicorn's horn and admits to Elliot that trusting Odell was a mistake. People like him only care about power and profit. She urges Elliot to think for himself. They bring the baby unicorn outside to reunite it with its parents. Meanwhile, the gate is opened. Belinda, Odell's wife, tries to escape but remembers her son is still inside, addicted to unicorn powder. The unicorns discover the baby's horn is missing and, enraged, kill Dr. Badia. Elliot rushes to find Ridley, while Belinda goes to retrieve her son. He finally comes downstairs after obsessing over Ridley's unicorn illustrations. He mocks her idea of releasing the baby unicorn, saying she could have controlled them, implying she might have a unique bond that even the hunters of old failed to possess. Then, a mysterious young woman appeared in the boy's book, someone who once controlled the unicorns. Believing Ridley to be that girl, Shepard tries to use her to command the unicorns. He even snatches the baby unicorn's horn from Elliot, who had intended to return it peacefully. Elliot, now full of regret for his greed and the danger he put Ridley in, resigns from the company. But before they could make things right, the unicorns broke through the house, howling and furious. Elliot and Ridley locked themselves in a room for safety. Meanwhile, Shepard's mother urges him to return the horn to the unicorns, but addicted to its power, he refuses. She grabs a container, but it's empty. Elliot had already taken the real horn. When Ridley sees it in his hand, she's stunned. Elliot tells her he took it to protect her. He pleads with her to run while he stays behind to fulfill a promise he made to her late mother, to always protect her. Reluctantly, Ridley runs outside, where the unicorns await. But instead of attacking her, they calmly approach. She collapses into the lap of the black unicorn and begins to cry. The scene is serene until Shepard, once again blinded by greed, tries to bind the unicorn. Before he can succeed, Elliot arrives and stabs him with a unicorn horn, stopping him for good. In the struggle, Shepard wounds Elliot with an arrow. In his final burst of strength, Elliot hurls Shepard away and both men fall. Ridley rushes to Elliot, who is now dying in her arms. She weeps over him, but then something miraculous happens. The unicorns approach, join their horns, and perform a magical ritual that brings Elliot back to life. Ridley and Elliot embrace, overwhelmed with joy, but their moment is interrupted as the police arrive. Seeing the devastation, they assume Ridley and Elliot are responsible. No one is ready to believe their unbelievable story. until the unicorns appear once more. With their glowing presence and peaceful gestures, the unicorns silently vouch for Ridley and Elliot. They guide the authorities toward the truth, refusing to let the protectors suffer unjustly. And with that, the story ends on a note of redemption, wonder, and the undeniable magic of believing in the unbelievable.